Good meeting tonight, huh? Do I need this? Can everybody hear me?
No, you need it.
I need it? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. My name is John Muller, and I own Vegas Valley Properties here in town. It's a real estate brokerage company. We also do property management, business brokerage, and David, I guess he left, but I've known David Rinconen for a little bit. And so we also do 1031 replacement properties. I also own Panhandle Management. And before you chuckle, that was a company I started for some Florida projects down the Florida Panhandle. And that is a construction management company. Okay. Up and down. Okay. Oops. I'll get it. Okay. And what I want to talk about tonight is what I call the Investor Builder Program. This is a program where real estate investors can get involved in real estate developing, building homes, without really having to know all those intricacies of developing. How many people here have considered doing their own developing? Okay. But it's kind of a daunting task, isn't it? A lot of things, you know, you go buy the land, and then you've got to take it through the zoning and entitlement, subdividing. There's a lot to it. This is a great program for folks that have been investing in real estate, but then also have seen that builders make a pretty good profit when they build a house, right? Anybody have any idea how much do they make on a house? Well, it's not quite 75%. But it runs anywhere from about 10-15% up to about 40%. That's a lot of money. And in a good market, they're close to 40%. In a bad market, you know, they're more 10 to 15% because they're giving away a lot of concessions. You see what's been going on. Pre-construction contracts are problematic also for builders, especially in this kind of market. Big problem there is, pre-construction contracts now. You go and put your $1,000 down. Is the value of that property really going up over the next 5 to 6 months? Probably not much at all. But under this program, basically it is based on construction to perm financing, construction to permanent financing. Anybody ever heard of that before? Okay. Construction to perm means it's a construction loan that converts to permanent financing once the house is finished. Okay. So it's all in one loan, one-time close it's called sometimes. But basically, the buyer, the investor that's coming into this is going to do the construction loan. They're going to provide the construction financing for the builder. It's all in one loan. During construction, as the builder is building the house, they're paid draws based on a percentage of completion, very similar to a traditional construction loan. It provides 100% financing at interest rates based on 90% financing, and I'll explain that in just a minute. Anybody gone out and priced out 100% investor financing recently? What's it like? Pretty ugly, isn't it? If you can even find it. You know, if you do an 80-20, used to be you could get those loans, the seconds for, 10, 11, 12%. Where are they at now? 16, 17% at like a 10-point cost. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's very difficult to get into investment properties with low money down. But this is something that does offer that through some magic of creative financing. Very little money out of the buyer's pocket. Typically, these deals run anywhere from about $5,000 to $15,000 out of pocket if the deal is structured right with the right kind of lender on the construction to perm financing. There's a lot of construction to perm lenders out there. Chase will do it. The banks will do it. IndyMac will do it. But finding a lender that has particular terms, there's very, very few of them out in the country still doing those loans. Under these deals, basically, it's a lot and home package, and it can be brought together. Basically, it's a business model that Panhandle's been doing for a couple of years now, where we bring the landowner, the builder, the lender, the investors, the buyers, and then marketing groups. And the marketing groups actually bring investors also. I would consider Glenn and his investment club a marketing group. And basically, Panhandle Management pulls all this together. The benefits, and I know I'm kind of glossing over a lot of things here. I'm here local. That, you know, if we want to go into if anybody wants to go into more detail, I'll give you my contact information, and we can get together and go into more detail. But benefits to the investor. You have instant equity in the property, typically 10% or more. Basically, the lenders that I work with will loan up to 90% of the finished value of that property, the lot and home package. Okay? So if I write a contract with a buyer at 90% of finished value, it's 100% financing. Everybody follow that? Okay, that's the first critical part of this. Now, what else you get out of that is that 10% spread there. That's instant equity for you. Okay? You lock in at today's value. The appreciation during construction is 100% yours, and we're going to talk about how you get appreciation, even in a market like this. Low out-of-pocket costs, depending on the price of the home, the price of the lot and home package. It'll typically range from $5,000 to $15,000 total out-of-pocket costs. And like I said, because it's basically 90% of the finished value, it's structured like a 90% loan, and sometimes less, depending on the particular project, the particular development. But it's like getting you have rates of 90% financing instead of 100%. In the traditional sense. Benefits to the builder. In those pre-construction contracts that were really, really popular, especially here in Vegas a couple years ago, everybody closed on those contracts, or the builder didn't get stuck with any of them if a buyer couldn't close. Today, it's very, very different. The fallout rate from people that signed those pre-construction contracts to those that actually close, the fallout rate's anywhere from 10 to 25%. So that means that all those homes that the builder went and built, expected them to close, they're winding up with anywhere from 10 to 25% of those homes as standing inventory. That's why you have all these wholesalers, you know, out there, you know, liquidating homes. Okay. Under this program, the builder has no fallout, zero fallout, because when we close on the construction loan and get the first draw, okay, that is when the buyer is obligated on that house. Okay, frees up capital for the builder. A traditional construction loan for a builder, they've got to put anywhere from 10 to 30% down based on the construction costs, and so they can only build so many houses. If their cost to build a house is $200,000. And they've got to put 20% down with that bank, that's $40,000. If they want to build 5 houses, that's $200,000 that they got to have out of pocket. Okay, so these smaller builders out there, it's very difficult for them to have 5 or 10 homes under construction at any given time. Okay, we can bring them more buyers. We work with a lot of different marketing groups, a lot of real estate investment clubs, realtors, loan officers all over the country. Okay, that have investors that like these deals. And also, benefit to the builder is we assist the builder with, you know, all the responsibilities of keeping the buyer updated,